So this session is a bit of a dirty one because although investing is not a dirty thing, according to my personal opinion, that doesn't mean that a lot of negative influences are there and that sometimes people play a game which you don't want to play or which eventually isn't even legally allowed to be played. So I'm ignoring the cryptocurrency scams here that are promising you the world but eventually wound up using your money to buy a vacation or whatever. I'm talking about a more grandeur form of scheme. So how the hell did we end up in a huge bubble by the end of 2017? Somebody did some digging and we found a very interesting article where he explained that the outcome of his research, but in short, it would be the following construction. Let me grab a pen for a sec. So in all, that was a cooperation between the developer teams, like the ICO creators or token creators, the coin market caps of this world, not coin market, well, I think he's actually blaming coin market cap in the article as well, and the role of exchanges. Unfortunately, the decentralized exchanges can't scale enough or are not user-friendly enough. Some of them are actually making quite some good progress, but more about that later on in a separate session. But we still need to use centralized exchanges. So what's happening here? This one benefits, and this one benefits in the scam. So who loses? Well, you as a regular investor, or I'm a bit lost in the terminology, but you as an investor pay way too much for tokens that are worth nothing. So what happened is the developer created a token. Well, they used the ERC20 format most often, created a very beautiful website, found some promotional team and started funding the hell out of these tokens, so promising the world. On the other hand, if they got recorded on the exchanges, they would be able to pump up the price of these tokens. So not only did they pay, for example, I think it was in Binance, $1 million fee to be recorded, but eventually they had market makers pumping up these tokens. CoinMarketCap, however, represented all these data without any second look. And I think that's not the only thing. They also received some referral codes and stuff like that, because users thought like, hey, I'm recorded here in the, well, it's a high-ranking token. The volume on the markets is good. It has a lot of traction. And then you eventually bought up something for $10, which was once worth, for example, 10 cents. And eventually dropped all the way back down to 0, 20 cents or nothing at all. So you as a personal investor would lose the money, but they would gain all of them. And it might be a coincidence or it might not be a coincidence that currently Binance is buying CoinMarketCap, which of course is a very good move from Binance because they now expand their view and they can do the exact same trick only from one perspective. So they create something like this. Luckily for us, the token investors are getting smarter and smarter. So it's once again an anti-fragile system where you will learn from your own mistakes. As Yoda once taught us, mistakes are the best teacher there is.